Hi everyone, I'm Mixed Media Girl and I'm going to show you a series of videos on acrylic pouring. We will be using the Little Birdie pouring medium along with the pouring paints. And these go very well together. The first thing that you need to know is the paint consistency, how thick or how thin it is and how well it runs. That's the most important thing. So we're going to go ahead and get our paints mixed up properly here. This first color I'm using is Timeless Teal, and you can tell as I'm pouring it in the cup that it's a little bit thick, so it would be a little too thick to do for acrylic pouring on its own. And that's why we have that pouring medium. The next color I'm going to use is Plum Orchid. And how much paint you're using depends on the size of your canvas. I have a 10-inch by 10-inch canvas here, so I don't need a lot of paint. I will need about 6 ounces. This color is Rainforest, and then I have some Pearl White. Now the Pearl White I actually already previously added medium to, so that looks like I do not need to add any of the pouring medium to that. All right, now that we have the paint in the cups, we're going to add a little bit of pouring medium at a time and stir it slowly. And it's better to add a little bit and then add more as needed so that you don't add too much. And you want to stir it kind of slowly because you don't want to add in too many air bubbles. If you stir it too fast, you can end up having too many air bubbles. So the consistency we're going for is like melted ice cream or warm honey. You want it to be thicker than just plain water. But if it's too thick, it won't work out very well. So practice with getting the right consistency, just adding a little bit of the pouring medium at a time. That one's already fine. Let's add a little bit to the green. A little bit more. I'm not using a lot of the green paint, mostly the turquoise and the purple. Okay, so that one's okay. So now I'm going to take a larger cup and we're going to do what's called a dirty pour. So we're going to add the paint together in the cup in little amounts. And you're going to fill that cup up until you have the correct amount for the size of your canvas. I'm just going to layer these colors. And I'm going to show you in this video one of the easiest acrylic pour techniques, and that is called a flip cup. So just to tell you a little bit more about what a dirty pour is, that simply means any acrylic pour technique where you add all the colors together in the cup, then put it on a canvas. If you put the colors one at a time on the canvas directly, that's called a clean pour. And there's nothing better or worse about either of those kinds of techniques. They just give you different results. Okay, I do not have quite enough paint in my cup here, so I'm going to actually mix up just a little bit more of both the teal and then the plum. I'm going to do the same thing, add a little bit of paint, and then add a little bit of the pouring medium until we have the right consistency. And I do recommend wearing gloves because this painting can get messy. All right. added a little too much pouring medium to this one, so I'm going to add a little more paint. There we go. Okay. So this cup needs to be a little bit more than halfway full to have enough paint for the canvas. And what I'm going to do here too is I'm going to take these other cups that are empty and put them upside down on the canvas so that any extra paint in them can drain. And you can reuse the sticks and reuse the cups. All right, perfect. That should be plenty. So with this flip cup technique, it sounds just like it is. You're going to take your canvas, flip it over your cup, hold it, and then flip it back over. I like to kind of let it sit for a minute so that the colors can settle. And then we're going to pull it off. And that's how simple it is. And as long as you use colors that go together pretty decently, you should have some really, really cool effects and end up with a gorgeous abstract painting. So at this point, I'm going to just tilt it slowly towards the corners. And you don't want to go too fast in any one direction, but eventually you want to start running some of it off of the sides. And you can really go as fast as you want. I just recommend going a little bit slower so that you don't run too much paint off of any particular side and end up with not enough paint on your canvas. All right, so there you have it. That is the simple flip cup technique. And I'm going to come around and show you guys a close-up on the painting so you can see the fun details. But first, I'm going to let it sit for a little while because other things can continue to develop even after you finish the painting. You can have what's called cells coming up through. That's these little circles. And you're starting to see some of the little ones popping up there. So we'll be right back. All right, let's take a look at this painting close up. So you see we have some fun reactions going on here. We definitely had some cells pop up as I let it sit. And over here, this part is actually something we call lacing, which is really pretty. Some fun cells in this corner. Just a lot of really, really cool reactions on this painting. So that is the flip cup technique for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you are subscribed and following so that you see the future acrylic pour techniques coming up. I'll see you next time.